Lads, hello. Back in the cockpit. We're flying into the what's called La Rioja in Argentina. It's part of the mountains there, actually. Pretty close to Tucumán state, which is where the Rally Argentina takes place. So quite some terrain around. And we're currently looking for the airport off to our left. So we're going to be doing an ILS approach. There's only 5,000 meters of visibility stated, so that's not very high. Comparatively, most of the time you end up with quite a bit more than that. The ILS is runway 21, so I'm going to intercept it now of 240 degrees, and then basically hope that the glide path comes into view at some point. I think the Navigraph update recently has caused all the ILSs to have a maximum range of 15 miles, which is a little bit low. You can't pick up the ILSs far out anymore, which is slightly annoying, but hopefully this will work. So you can see now we're aiming towards the final fix 21, which is at flight level 43. We're already at flight level 43, so I'm actually going to put one layer of flaps in, so I'm reducing my engine power, so I'm not using too much. I've got a strange warning for ADIRS switching. I think that's what that means there. SWTG. Let's try and clear that out there. So I don't know what's going on there. I'm pretty sure I haven't done anything particularly to ask it. See that? I'm going to set minimums of 150. That's going to go off radio because there isn't so much visibility today. So we just missed the intercept. I'm going to bring it back round. 210.190. And this should hopefully get us back onto that localizer, which has just gone to the left. You can see there it kind of passed through. So that means we basically just crossed over the runway. The localizer. That should come in very quickly. There we go, there it is. So the localizer is now coming. Seatbelts are on. Rope always leave that on now. Just got used to it. The outside air temperature is 21 degrees Celsius, so I'm not so worried about icing conditions at the moment. Obviously. There's a road underneath the nose, which I think follows all the way into the airport, so we're going to have some visibility, but not much. We are on an 11-mile final now, so hopefully there's the ILS coming down, so I'm on the approach mode. Let's see what's going on in here. Yeah, so coming in. Much as there's some mountains up there, you can just about see on the right hand side there. Looking out the window, poking just about through the mountain, through the clouds. Going to fly the approach relatively fast. The airport altitude is not too high, so the cabin is going to be set at 1450, so it's kind of like an average height airport for the mountains. 9 miles now. There's no, hopefully no particular weird offset at the localizer. $2,500. 2,500. You see the strobe starting to go up against there. So 7 miles to go. Gear coming down, and I'll put the second layer of flaps in. So the plane's starting to pitch down on the nose view there. I'm going to land it in the cockpit this time. Just check. Okay, we're below the flap speed, so flaps free. So you can see there's kind of like on and off visibility, which is why this is a going to be an ILS approach. It's kind of coming through broken clouds. So we've got 6 miles to go. Flaps are free. The speed is 170. That's okay. Put the last layer of flaps in. Cabin crew is definitely warm.
Flight attendants, please prepare for
so the airport is somewhere in the cloud up ahead, which explains the low visibility. It is a small airport. Rioja is not in any METAR data, so if you look here, we've got absolutely no information for it. And likewise, when I looked up for a lookup ATIS, it didn't work either. So I had to go into the internet for that. I'm using Volanta, which is a really cool app for basically looking at your flight and so on. But in terms of the weather, the active flight, we've got 1014, 230 degrees at 3 knots. So I've got all the information from that app, which is quite nice. That's why I went quiet for a bit, because I was just locked out and looking at something else for a second. 3 miles to go, we're fully stabilised and set up to land, so that's good. Airport's still not in sight, that's due to that visibility again. I think that's it there. I can just about see something. No, can't really say for sure if that's it. Actually, that's marking on the windscreen, because this Airbus is so accurate that you've got scratches. So the scratch on the windscreen made me think it was an airport. Okay, so yeah, 2 miles to go. Airport's still not in sight. That's okay. We're on an ILS approach. We're still above minimums, so hopefully when we come into this cloud here, it will pop into view. Okay, there's a runway there as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to call that a runway. So we're visual. Look up to the left, so I'm just going to skid you over.
400.
Yeah,
300.
It's actually quite a good accurate visibility measure. 5 kilometres.
100 above. 200. Minimum.
Handy.
100.
Narrow.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Actually skip to the other view for the landing. See how much the wing flexes. There's the brake. Gonna see if I can get off the runway here because I don't want to go to the end. It's only got one exit. So if you miss that, there's 2 exits. You have to go to the end of the runway, backtrack. So that's why I braked really hard there, just to get off on this exit. And you can see what I mean there. So there's 2 high-speed exits basically. Nice. So there is an airport here. There are buildings and there's probably a place to park the plane, but it's not very much. It's still more than an airport I landed in Paraguay. That was literally just an apron. And even that was dubious. I mean, this has at least a shed or 2. That one literally just had some trees. SGME was the ICAO code of that one. It was quite a strange one. Did a visual approach and got a 75 feet per minute rate of descent on landing. Actually, that's a good point. I'm going to check the rate of descent now. So if we do end flight, review, statistics. Flights, that one there. I'll just click on it now and get statistics up. So landing rate there was minus 65 feet per minute, which is what we would sort of say is a smooth landing. Almost too smooth. But yeah, 65 feet per minute is not too bad. Although the wing flex doesn't really show that it was alright. It looked like it was quite a hard landing from the wing view. So yeah, who knows. Okay. Just going to park in. Actually, I'm going to look where that guy is standing and park where he is. He's my marshaller, I'm assuming. Looks like it's a diagonal parking situation. Probably going to have to run him over, to be honest. I'll clear the weather as well in a second so you can see where we've actually landed. Gets properly parked up there. So let's do clear weather, see how nice it actually looks. Here we go. See the mountains there. It's sort of like the very beginning of the Andes, basically. What we've got here is just a massive plain of Argentina, and then the Andes mountains sort of starting up here, and then behind them you get the really high ones, and then over the top you get Chile. Yeah, nice place.